When you are ready to export your map, you will move from Data View to Layout View. Make sure you don't have any margins around the edge by right-clicking on Layers, Properties, Size and Position, Position 0, 0 off the bottom left corner, Width 8.5, Height 11. Okay. Now, in our view and arc, we have a key to what each one of these colors means. In blue, we have ponds, lakes, and rivers. In green, we have the wetlands. We have the wetlands buffer and the other wetlands buffer, and we have the roads. But if we just export that as is, you end up with just that product, and you don't get that key to what all the colors are. To create that key, you need to insert a legend. So insert, legend, and it defaults to everything here, which is fine in this case. If you wanted something out, you could use those tools to select, or move those back in as you see fit. Next, 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 finish. I like to accept all the defaults to start with, and then I can modify everything by double-clicking, and it will open up the properties of that legend. So the layout, the frame, the size and position, all of these things can be edited after the fact. So cancel for now. Now every bit of text that you see here comes straight out of the table of contents. So if I want this one to read differently than this default, and I should. This is a terrible name for this layer. It does not tell the reader what it is they are looking at. And this is the wetlands buffer. And this one is rivers, lakes, and ponds buffer. These names make sense, except maybe riverine. We could change that to river. If we don't want to have this wetland tie, that doesn't tell us anything, we can click on that and just delete that text, and it goes away in the legend. So we have Fort Kent salted roads. That means they are salted in the wintertime. We have the buffer on the wetlands. We have the buffers on, or the buffer on rivers, lakes, and ponds. And we have the wetlands. All of that appears in our legend. We can finally insert a title. Insert title or insert text. I really prefer to use insert text. And you can type this in as wetland in Fort Kent. And then you can click and drag on that. You can double click, or you can go up to this drawing toolbar, and if you change this here, it will change that there as well. But now that's too big, it overlaps this, so double click on that, and you can change that onto 2 lines. It defaults to central spacing. And now we have a simple title, Wetlands in Fort Kent. Now, to be really correct and proper, we would indicate here wetlands buffer for you is 75 feet. Rivers, lakes, and ponds buffer 250 feet. And that gives the reader, as long as that is not falling off the edge of the page, that gives the reader the information they need to know about what they are looking at on this map. These lines indicate a buffer on a wetland. These lines going the other way indicate the buffer on a river, lake, or pond. And these colors correspond to these categories of wetlands. The title, broad overview of what we're looking at, wetlands in Fort Kent.